So I don't know about you, but there has been a whole lot of emotions coming through for so many of us. And I feel that it's really important to do a little bit more of a discussion on this because you're actually Emma and Iram's WhatsApp discussions have inspired today's main topic in the claiming of emotions rather than not claiming them. So I went in to start to text the answers and discussion, and I thought this is enough for really taking a deep dive in. So we talked today, for example, about our own emotional field. When we went into theta, we went into that space of we're clearing our body, then we're clearing our emotional field. And that is our emotional field, meaning what I'm feeling within this body and being and what's being processed through me that sort of is, in that sense, I've already claimed it, right? So, and this could be very logical feelings, such as, I may be missing my mom because she's passed away and I have grief over that or sadness over that. So there may be these feelings that belong to me right now. I've already claimed it, right? Then there's just feelings in the field. So, and right now there is enormous feelings in the field. There's just so much that's going on all the time right now. So there may be sadness in the field, for example, and I don't mean to bring sadness as an example, but it's already here, so let's just go for it. So if there's sadness in the field and I start to feel sadness, I could say something like, ooh, I feel sadness. Or I could say, oof, I am sad. Or I could say, wow, I am so sad because I miss my mom so much right now, right? So there's different layers where I felt it, and then I claimed it because I am. So anything we say I am, whatever you follow by the words I am, I am. That's like your cells hear it. Every part of you is hearing your I am, okay? So if you're saying I am sad, then I've already claimed it as one layer deeper. Now, when I connect it to the reason why I am sad, then I even dive it in even deeper, right? So I'm sad because of this and that. So now I am, and there's a because. So now I've like, so anytime we tangle up these things or we claim them and we bring them, then we're adding them to our own, perhaps tangled fibers. I'm not saying we all have tangled fibers, but for the most part, most of us are dealing with stuff. So I hope that you're completely untangled, but if you've got tangles, then you're pulling more into your tangles. And obviously we know the more layered tangles we have, it's just like untangling is, of course, at the same time, everything is energy. So the most tangled thing can be resolved and dissolved in one beam of light. So I don't want you to feel like, oh gosh, now I've been saying I am this and I am that and I have all these tangles. It's not about that. It's just recognizing what are we doing with the emotions that we're feeling, and how do we, what is the point of not claiming them? So when I wrote, I said it's, feel the feelings but don't claim them. So yes, there is a tremendous amount of feeling in the field going on right now. We're in double Cancer, back to back, all emotion, double new moons, last new moon, next new moon. We're in this eclipse tunnel. We're constantly being shown what's inside of ourselves that perhaps we don't like, that we've shoved under the rug, that we haven't wanted to look at. So now the spotlight's shining in on us. We're seeing all sorts of things about ourselves, about people around us, about the world. And so there's all of this light shining through, but in the process it's shining on the things that aren't great as well. So we feel it, but instead of claiming it, it's like, so I could say, I remember actually the first time, and this was, I'm sure, all hormonal. I was a teenager, and I remember being in my room and I felt this wave of sadness come through, and I'm very visual. I always see. So it's kind of like a cartoons, where the smell has a visual. So it was like that kind of swirly energy, and it was kind of feeling, this heaviness, or like, it wasn't a blue like this. It was like a darker energy, kind of like a shadowy blue. And I kind of saw it and felt this swirly energy come in. It was in my room, and I didn't know. I didn't have the, what I know now. So and then all of a sudden I said, wow, I'm so sad. I am sad. And then my mind started turning around like, why am I sad? Then I started coming up with all the reasons. So I'm sad because I'm alone. I'm sad because I feel lonely. I'm sad because people at my class were rejecting me. I'm sad because. So every because was making me claim it more and tie it in more, right? I tangled it way up in there. And every time I started to feel something, I started to tie it into why am I feeling that, and then tie it into something, make it the why. So find the because for the why, because whenever you ask why, you're always going to find because. So whenever you ask why, the answer will always come. And so when you're asking why am I feeling this way, the mental field is like right in there. Oh, well, let me list the ways. These are the things that you're going through. These are the reasons why you could be feeling this. And so you should be feeling this, and therefore you are feeling this. And then now I am, and I've claimed it more. So if I'd known what I know now, and I was in that room as a teenager, and this swirly energy would come, and I'm not saying everybody could see feelings coming and all that, but we certainly feel them, right? So we can apply the same thing to feeling. So if a feeling is coming and I could feel it as, again, I hate that I'm saying sadness so much today, but it's our example today, so that's it. So if it feels as sadness, I could say, I feel sadness. And then I can process it. I suggested to one of you this week, to our lovely Kirsten, she was going through a lot of emotions. And I said, sometimes when I'm feeling a lot of emotions, I'll help myself by choosing a sad movie and crying my head off, because sometimes I just feel like I need to release it, and it helps me. So feel it however way you need to feel it, but don't tangle it up to the things that are going on. Now, if you have stuff already within you, this was the point that also was being made in the conversation, was, if there's feelings already inside you, then we're resonating. So we're like magnets. So whatever we have inside you, we're magnetizing more of that to ourselves. That's why we want to change our dynamic and what we feel and what we sense. So if you have already sadness inside you, you're going to feel more of it. It resonates more with you. So yes, it will link to, okay, I'm sad because I miss my mom. So yeah, I can acknowledge it, but I can also, in that same feeling, allow myself to feel it, and then send it into that surrender, whatever way you want to do that. Tap into theta and say, I surrender this feeling to you, Creator, or I'm willing to feel this and let it go, or shower or cleanse the feeling, or whatever you want to do, whatever theta practice. And for those of you who are newer to this, when we tapped into the light of source, we're automatically in the theta brainwaves. So when I say do your theta however way, I'm saying tap into source and do whatever is feeling right in that moment. I surrender these feelings to you. I'm feeling them, and then I'm commanding that they're cleared now or cleansed now, but something, right? So you're not just stewing in these pools of these things. And right now, that's really important, because there's such a consciousness. And honestly, this last week, everybody I've been talking to is somewhat having emotional meltdowns. It's just is what we're all in the field. So we're all in the same pool. We're processing that same stuff. And zipping up is so important, and asking yourself, is this mine? So when you're processing something, we tend to process for others who are not doing that. The people aren't good at it. We tend to pick up the slack. So those of us, especially who are givers, we like to help the field, right? So we're processing overtime. So really, is this mine? If it's not mine, it's okay to still help, because we're in the field to be of service, but not to claim it and own it as myself. So just really be careful with the I ams, and be careful what word is said after the I am. I am free of processing other people's emotions. How about that one? That would be a really good one. I love that one. It's almost near impossible sounding, but it's possible. So let's tune into discerning our own stuff. So I don't know if that brings more clarity to that, and we can do some question and answer afterwards about this. But I really just wanted to talk about what it's like to be different, that like feel your field, zip up in your field, feel the feelings, process them, but don't claim them. It's not an I am. It's not finding why, because when we ask why, we're going to find out all the reasons why it's legitimate to feel that feeling. Even if it's remote, we're going to search it and find it and bring it in. So I definitely, at the end of this call, I don't want to keep everybody too long because I have a massive, powerful manifestation technique I want to bring next. So at the end, I want to go through, especially Iram and Emma that had questions on this. I want to make sure that it's addressed for you. But now I want to dive into a potent mode of manifesting, because that's really important right now with all the feelings that are going on. So this is for those of you who took a lot of years of online classes with me back in the day. I know Cheryl will remember this. This is called the triangle method of manifesting. I believe Jesse remembers this. I don't know who all else remembers this. And I'm not a good artist, but I drew, little stick figures on paper so I can show you what I'm talking about. So when we tap in, and let me see how embarrassing is this going to be for me to show you, but let me just try. So when we tap into source, right? So here I am, this is the earth, and this is the source light, right? So we're tapping in, this is our vertical pillar of light, right? So we're grounding, rooting, tapping into the earth, and then ascending. Again, we're ascending only to rise above the chaos, the noise, whatnot. Creators everywhere, but we're just creating this verticality, right? We tap into the source of light. Obviously, this should be a very huge source of light, is enormous, right? But we're tapping in, this is our vertical highway. So we're tapped in and we're commanding a manifestation, right? And then when we command our manifestation, I'm always saying to you, feel the feelings as if they're real right now, okay? So let's say my manifestation is, that our situation with the house is clear, we're clear of debt, and I have $1 million, okay? So I'm free and there's no more stress situation here, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm commanding that and I'm manifesting it and I'm feeling it as if it's real in my life right now, okay? That's what we've been doing. Now, part of my thinking or knowing or my mindset is, well, the house isn't clear right now and you don't have $1 million right now. And so it's like, well, okay, I'll feel it, but it's not really real, right? So there is a future self, all right? This is my future self. This is me. This is my future self. My future self is totally unlimited, right? And my future self could be me tomorrow. It could be me 5 minutes from now. It could be me 3 months from now. It's my future self. But my future self, when I go into tap in and I manifest, absolutely, the house is clear, money's available, no more stress, there's a pool I swim in every day, all of those things. My future self is, oh, sure, no problem, no limitations, right? So when I'm manifesting, I'm seeing and feeling it in my future self. And then here's the part, my core, my light being inside, and my light being of my future self, the core of my beings, I pull it in. So here we're creating this triangle. So I'm commanding from here into my creator space, seeing it and feeling it in my future self, and then pulling that core into my core into now. So we're going to practice that today. It's going to take us a little bit longer than our 10:30, but I feel like I had to get all this in for you because this is going to make your manifestations so much more potent. So tune in. Thank you for being in my witnessing of my incredible art. If I could tell you what I see in my visual field and then what I could draw on paper, we're massive scales apart. So, okay, so anyway, the other thing I want to share with you is an inspiration from Alia, who's doing abundance manifestations. And this is a sentence that I really loved, and I'll write this in your portal for you. through the law of pure potentiality, I can create anything, anytime, anywhere. So, through the law of pure potentiality, I can create anything, anytime, anywhere. Okay, I love that because that really just brings you that much. That's your superhero, feeling your power and that energy coming through as well, right? And then at some point, as we go through this, I want to talk to you about the laws of the universe and how we engage with the laws and things of that nature. But there is a law of pure potentiality, and we're participating in that. So get tuned in, buckle up for your triangular energy manifesting today. I will guide you through all of it. And we're going to do this often because I feel like it really takes us many layers past any kind of blockages in manifestations. So we'll get used to it more and more. And so let's just practice it once and feel it in that. But practice it meaning be really clear what you're manifesting, because this type is very potent. So make sure always in the highest and best way with ease and grace. We don't have to know the way. We give that way to Creator in the highest and best way with ease and grace. We command the manifestation. We surrender it in the highest and best way with ease and grace. Okay, so here we go. Let's draw in our attention. Bring it in into your heart center. If you like, draw your eyes closed. Just gently dropping the upper lids into the lower lids and allowing them to rest. Feeling that sense of rest going behind the eyes as well, as if everything inside the face is just relaxing. Also relaxing the jaw, the muscles of the jaw, and the neck and the shoulders. Feeling our energy drawing into our heart center. Feeling the goodness of our heart, this enormous giving nature of our hearts. And gathering our own love and gratitude, we take it into the earth, deliver it deep in the earth. So much love for you, Mother Earth. Loving you up as we draw up some earth energy into our bodies, just the right amount to revitalize the physical form and in all the places that it needs to go. So taking a witnessing now of where the energy is going inside your body. These are the places to pay extra attention to. Feeling energy rising, moving upward. Feeling a tingle in the center of our brains. And imagining that vertical pillar of light that provides protection and safety around each of us. And through this pillar, we safely take our attention into pure light. Breathing in, letting go in the light of Source, feeling the ease of arrival into the space, feeling that the light encompasses all of you and that you feel ease, like you're resting in a hammock of light, in pure light. If you need a little help, silently state, Creator, take me into your light right now. Help me feel it. In silence, command your entire manifestation to Source in the highest and best way with ease and grace. Once you've stated your manifestation, see and feel, dive deep into your future self that's experiencing all your manifestations. Everything you've just stated and felt being lived out in your future self. Feeling the feelings of your manifestations. And when you're ready, have your future self face your present moment self and feel the core light inside both of you, yourself now, your future self. And like a magnet, your present self is pulling the core of that future self right into you. So bringing the future into the now. Whenever you feel that energy in the present moment, simply open up your eyes with a nice smile on your face and feel yourself with your feet on the earth and that tall being that you are, rooted and grounded, connected to your body, connected to the earth, and connected with Creator.